Okay, I think I'm finally live. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you happen to may be. This is Insane Writer. Thanks for joining my stream. I see I've got a couple on. If you're not aware or haven't heard, there's a new PvP event coming soon, and it's going to be a 5 consecutive wins type of PvP event. So I'm just going to do some practices. Be online and let's see how I do, and if anyone has any suggestions or wants to take a look at the deck or decks that I may be playing, feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. Okay, and sorry about that. I'm just double checking my sound. Everything's good, so let's go ahead and dive in. So I'll have a video out in a few hours covering what I'll call the 3 deck strategies. Deck strategy number 1 for any type of competition event would be to stick with the meta decks. Strategy number 2 would be maybe use an anti-meta deck. And strategy number 3 kind of gets more into the spicy decks. In the video I'll release, I'll kind of cover those 3 deck strategies, as well as display in detail each of the 3 strongest decks that I think someone should use to try to do the consecutive win event. And if you're not familiar with that, you got to get 5 wins in a row, which sometimes can be easy and other times can be very difficult. So I have 3 decks I'll be recommending, and that video will go over those details. So I hope you tune into that video. It'll be out in about 4 hours from now. In the meantime, I'm going to practice using a Mewtwo EX deck, which I kind of feel overall is a good competitive deck. It's always been doing well in the tournaments that you can participate at TCG Limitless TCG. So if you haven't been to that website, make sure to catch some of my videos on what's hot in the meta. Lately, there's been a Charizard EX, Arcanine EX deck that's really kind of caught fire, so to speak, and was real popular for this last weekend. I'll be curious to see how things go this weekend, and I know things are already going right now. I haven't had an opportunity to take a look yet. But, you know, Pikachu EX deck is always real popular too, and Mewtwo is always right there as well. So my personal favorite, I feel I'm a little more skilled in playing with Mewtwo EX. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, is I'm going to practice some matches and see if I'm anywhere in the neighborhood of being able to win 5 in a row. So, and if you want to drop a chat, say hi, let me know which deck you may want to play or think about playing with this upcoming event. I'll be curious. And may even try a spicy deck or 2. I'll probably stream for about an hour and call it good after that. And I hope to meet a few of you, and let's go ahead and get started. So just going to go ahead and join a random match. I got my Mewtwo EX deck. And I assume the event will be something like this, except we'll be queuing into maybe a separate match system where we'll be participating against others who are also focused on winning. Typically when I play, I'm not so focused on winning. I'm more just about having fun. But obviously this is going to kind of push us to get those wins in. All right. I would say my biggest weaknesses in playing is sometimes I get too hurried or too fast. And other times I take too much time. I try to think through too many steps, turns down the road. So those will be my biggest challenges. Other than that, I feel like I know the decks really well and understand the strategies, and looking forward to giving this a try and see how I do. All right, so looks like I lost a coin flip, which is typically what I like to do. It's too bad you got to lose to actually kind of be in the advantage position to start. But oh well, I guess my opponent already gave up on that one. So with that said, we really won't count that one as 1 of 5, but in the real event, obviously I would take it. But let's try that again. Let me queue back up. They must have had a really bad hand they were dealt. and maybe just kind of figured it wasn't worth it. I'm not opposed to conceding if I know I'm really going to lose. There's no sense in dragging it out for myself or the other person, especially if you're grinding to get wins or losses, or it really doesn't make sense to me to just kind of continue down a path when you know you're going to lose. All right, so I lost a coin flip again. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put a Mewtwo EX out into the active spot. My deck basically has 2 Ralts, 2 Kirlia, 2 Mewtwo EX, 1 extra Mewtwo, and put him on the bench. And then I just kind of have a combination of some potion, some speed, Giovanni, Sabrina, red card, kind of a standard suite of supporter item cards. Okay, so it looks like, and this is probably going to be something we'll see a lot of, as Pikachu will definitely be popular. I think Mewtwo can hold his own against a Pikachu EX deck, but the quicker that bench gets filled out on Pikachu, obviously the more difficult more difficulties I'm going to have. And with that's a pretty amazing bench start there. First turn for my opponent with a complete bench filled out. I'm going to go ahead and it's not like I can really attack yet. Red card, I could swap out 3 for 3. I usually like to use a red card when I have an opponent who has maybe 5 cards in their hand, so I can just kind of reduce the number of cards or potential plays they have. But other than this, I really don't have much to do, so I'll go ahead and into my turn. All right, but not off to a great start. My opponent one energy away, Pikachu EX for 2 energy, being able to do 90 damage with 120 health. It's a great card. Some would say it's actually the best card in the game. It's kind of hard to argue with it, especially with what you're seeing right now. But there's a lot of other great options too. All right, so again, I don't need to retreat for X speed or red card. I don't think he or she has 4 cards. I could use it. I think I'm going to go ahead and wait though. I am going to get an opportunity to attack here. I might as well take advantage of Giovanni. And I'm not really able to, obviously as a Mewtwo EX, you want to get your Gardevoir active so that you can be feeding hopefully a Mewtwo EX 2 energy every turn. But with that, that's about all I can do. So I'll go ahead and attack. And so I've got my opponent down about halfway. If I can draw another Giovanni, that will really help. Put a little pressure. Opponent's going to have to kind of think about what they're going to do. That heal's really going to help. So it looks like I have 90 points coming my way here. So now I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to play this. EX cards being worth 2 points on a knockout. So if I wanted to, I'm probably going to go ahead and plan a retreat here. I am going to go ahead and heal up a little bit. Go ahead and retreat back. Going to use that other Mewtwo. Haven't had my Ralts pop up yet, so I'm kind of waiting for that. So I have, I'm going to go ahead, 4 energy for my basic Mewtwo doesn't really make sense, so I'm going to apply that energy onto my EX, and with that I'm going to end my turn. So definitely not off to a great start on this match. My opponent's looking really well. Anyone out there who's on, I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on which deck or decks you may give a try. Feel free to drop a comment in the chat. Pikachu EX kind of going to town on me right now, and my hands are not looking too bad, but I'm just missing. I haven't seen any Pokeball come up. Professor's researches. Where's my Professor research? Just looking to kind of get my bench started, which is not really happening. I'll go ahead and play a red card, just since my opponent has 4 cards, reduce them down to 3. I am going to go ahead and put that third energy on Mewtwo, which sets me up for a KO on that Pikachu EX. So my opponent's going to have to do some type of adjustment here coming up. I can't really attack 4 energy. I'm not really going to do a whole lot. So with that, I am going to go ahead and pass. Basically, sacrifice the basic Mewtwo for my EX Mewtwo. And Zebstrika's coming in. All right, so let's see. Wow, really struggling with this hand I've been dealt. My deck is definitely not helping me out. So, and I didn't get an X speed or anything else to really help with. I was hoping to. I can't even retreat. So with that, looks like I'm going to end my turn. I know my opponent brought back that Pikachu EX, but with the retreat cost of that Mewtwo, and with me a lack of energy, it's going to be difficult. So my EX is down to 20, and I'm going to start off. Wow, just not getting a really good hand dealt to me. So doing the best I can with what I have. Let's swap out one Zebstrika for the other. I'm going to go ahead, and the only thing I can do is I can't bank on getting another XP. So I'll do that. That at least puts me in a position to retreat. But I'm going to be retreating to a Pokemon that's got about 10 health. So the score is still 0-0. And this is kind of what I expect to see with the matches coming up. Yeah, that's a great play there. Gonna bring my EX. Just really, a very poor hand I was dealt on this one. Just can't, since the very start, I haven't really been able to get anything else on the bench. So 2 points for my opponent there. No choice but to put that card there. And again, at this point, not a whole lot I can do. This is probably pretty academic at this point. I'll go ahead and pass my turn. I'll go. It looks like first loss, first match. All right, so at this rate, winning 5 in a row is not going to be easy. I think this challenge could be harder than some will expect. Because there's a lot of, even on these pickup matches, there's a lot of strong, good players out there. All right, so not a very good showing there. Now, granted, I was kind of dealt a very horrible hand, but that's to be expected. Going to happen. Okay, quick thanks, and let's dive into my next match again, Mewtwo EX. Probably Pikachu deck would be what I would look to next. I might think about going a little bit more spicier than a straight meta. Maybe go with a Mankey Primate Kabutops deck. That is actually one of my favorites. That could be effective. All right, so let's see what I can do here. See if I get something a little better going. Got a Pokeball in my hand this time. A poison deck. I have a video out on... I have 2 of them and a new one releasing on Monday, covering a poison deck that is a combination of Grimer Muck and Coughing Wheezing, and I really like that deck. I've been having some really good luck with that one. All right, so Pokeball coming out. Well, there's a Ralts. I'm a little better off than I was last match. At least I've got 1 Ralts on the bench. Gonna go ahead and assign my 1 point energy, and I think I'm going to hold on to my Sabrina for right now, for when I think I'm in a little bit more of a need for it, so I'll just go ahead and end my turn. Yeah, so that video coming out on Monday, Muck is pretty darn strong when you've got a Grimer or a Weezing applying poisons. And poison's a pretty interesting status effect. You can't get rid of it. Either you got to go to the bench or you have to be evolved. But there's no coin flip to get rid of that one. So Muck can really do some damage with poison Pokemon. Okay, so things are playing out a little bit better for me so far. I'm going to go ahead and assign my second energy point. I'm looking at 50 here. I could use a Giovanni for 60, but it really doesn't make sense. So with that, I accidentally reached over and hit end turn when I meant to attack. Okay. Let's see. So my opponent, there's two coughing out now. I'm going to go ahead, looks like I'll play a Sabrina. And here comes some suffocating gas. Now, interesting is I would have thought that would be a poisonous attack as well, but it's not. Okay, so I'm going to get... First thing I'm going to do is use this X speed. Gonna retreat back. Gonna go ahead and Gardevoir active. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use my Psy Shadow. And I'm putting my energy there, so at least I can take this coughing out in one shot. I'm also going to go ahead and throw a heal down on my Gardevoir. And then as well, play my Professor's Research. Alright, so it looks like I got a couple more Pokemon I can put on the bench. And with that, I'll go ahead and do a side drive. And now we're kind of into the strength of the Mewtwo EX deck here. Once you got Gardevoir going, it really hits hard. Now, the poison, you know, that the dark deck is going to be would definitely be something I would consider if I'm seeing a lot of Mewtwo decks. All right, so there's a poison on me. All right, so at this point, I'm kind of right where I want to be, right in the sweet spot. I'm using side drive. I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do right now, though, well, I'll assign my energy over there, but I really want to pull out that other card. So I'm going to use a Sabrina. That card has 2 energy assigned to it. So here comes Alakazam. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and do another side drive. And gives me a 2-0 lead, and my opponent's conceded. Okay. So 1 for 1 tonight, and if I was on that event, I'd have a 1-win streak. I'm going to cycle through here real quick and see if I can make this 2 in a row. All right. Level 37 player, much higher than me. Sounds like a lot more packs opening, and I've already seen a lot of people hitting level 50, which is the maximum level. That's a lot of packs. I saw someone hit level 50. They had basically every card in the game, all the crowns, everything. And I think they said they spent roughly about $1,000 to accomplish that. So the one thing I do like about this game is you're spending a lot of money on it. You're really not going to get that much further ahead, in my opinion, of someone else who's free to play. Granted, as a free to play player, it's a little bit harder to get that deck built. But if you can just at least get one good deck together, you can be pretty competitive. And then from there, it's just all the chase cards and, you know, all the optional arts and the immersive cards. Okay, so let's see what I got going here. So let's start with Professor's Research. Let's see if Professor Oak can give me a couple of good cards. And I'm really not wanting to invest too much in that Mewtwo. 4 energy. It's really out there just to kind of, you know, almost like a wall, just to kind of buy me some time till I can get things set up. In this case, I'm just going to... I really don't have much plans of putting a Gardevoir out in the front, so I'll go ahead and give it an energy. If nothing else, I need to at least get that 2 energy over to this basic Mewtwo so I can retreat. Although I am sitting on a couple of X speeds as well, so not sitting too bad from that perspective. Alright, so last Pikachu EX deck, I kind of got hammered pretty hard, and my deck and the hand I was dealt was pretty horrible. Let's see how I do this time. Alright, oh, here comes, there's a Zapdos. So another full bench again early for me. For them, I should say, that I'm against. And I'm still struggling a little bit with what I need. I think here I will go ahead and put that second point on Mewtwo. I'm going to go ahead and pop out another Professor's Research. There's another Ralt. I'm going to go ahead and play this red card, so at least I can drop their total cards in their hand down by 1. And with that, looks like I'm about done. I do like the looks of the new card backs of that Pikachu, I believe is the premium backings for the second month. They do look pretty good. I see, you know, he's got he or she has a mat as well. Alright, here comes Pikachu EX. And damage is going to start, 90 points. So far, both times I've come up against a Pikachu EX deck, I have not been able to really get the cards I need to get things moving. Alright, so I definitely gonna put energy on a Ralt. I think I'll make them at least spend an energy to bring that Pikachu back to the active spot. So they'll have to at least assign an energy. It doesn't really make sense for me. I'll go ahead and throw a potion down anyway, just to force them to come forward back again. And with that, I'll end my turn. All right, Pikachu back to the active spot again. Definitely seen a lot of Pikachu so far. And there's 1 point for Hello Doggy. Good job there. Gonna go ahead and put a Ralts. I'll put the Ralts with no energy into the active spot. There we go. I at least got a really active now. And still struggling to see any of my strong cards. I'll go ahead and put that energy really other than that, I'm not really looking to attack at 10 points, so with that I'm going to end my turn. So far haven't had any real offensive capability this match. And again, very well played, bringing forth my card. And at that point, again, so second second match in a row where up against Pikachu I've been dealt a very poor hand. Can't seem to really get much going. Now I get a Mewtwo EX. I definitely needed that a little bit earlier. I'll at least pull my card back. Get that retreat set. Go ahead and give it an energy. And with that, I get another turn where I'm not really doing any damage. So this match has definitely been Hello Doggy's way. Been a pretty relentless attack on his part. My hand definitely hasn't done anything, and with that, it looks like this match is over. So, Pikachu EX very handily takes me out again, and as much as Pikachu EX has taken me out, I think the hands I've been dealt have been pretty poor too. Alright. Send a thanks to Hello Doggy's Way. And that would have reset my win streak back to 0. And I'm off again. I'll give Mewtwo EX one more time, and then if not, I'll jump over to my own Pikachu deck and see how it does. Alright, what am I going to be up against this time? Alright, at least I have an EX to toss out front into the active slot to start. A little bit of mixture. I got a Pokeball in my hand. Alright, here's something a little bit different. Starting off with the Pidgey. Probably going to see Pidgeot, which is a pretty great card. So from here, let's see if I can get something good on the bench. I'll take a Ralts. That's a good start. The direction we want to go. And with that, don't have any energy to assign. Doesn't make sense to do next speed. So finished. Turn 2. Let's see what's going on over in this player's deck. Uh-oh. They conceded. They must have not had any other things in their hand. So far, the 2 matches I've won have both been by concession early. And the 2 matches I have lost have gone a little bit, but Pikachu EX has kind of taken me out both times. Alright, so if we were doing the event, I'd be back to 1 win. Alright. So with that, I'll try again with Mewtwo. Level 30 player, so that player is right around the same level. Open probably a similar number of packs. So I lost the coin flip, but early I won. Looks like we have another premium player. I only have a Ralts to play, so forward goes my Ralts. Obviously, I would prefer to have Ralts on the bench and Mewtwo EX out in the active spot. Okay, so we may be up against another lightning deck. Yep, Pikachu EX again. Okay, let's see what's... Alright, already have 2 on their bench, so off to a good start. I think I'll go ahead and put my Mewtwo down. Going to use an X speed. Pull my Ralts back. Put my frontline wall up. I'm going to go ahead and assign energy to my Mewtwo, because I am going to ultimately want to retreat that card back. And my opponent has 4 cards, so I'll go ahead and use a red card, so if nothing else I can take 1 card. They have 1 card less in their hand. And with that, my turn's over. So far I'm 0-2, 0 wins, 2 losses against Pikachu EX deck with my Mewtwo deck. I will say both times, though, I've had pretty poor hands. We'll see if this one comes out any better. You could be the best player with the best cards, but if they don't come out in the right order, you know, you're always going to kind of suffer from that. But it seems like the good players always figure out a way to make games competitive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place my... lay it down. From there, I think I will assign this second energy point to Mewtwo, my wall. I really don't have anything else that makes sense, so again, I'm going to end my turn. So far, this is kind of pathing down the same way as the last two matches, where I end up without a decent front line to attack with. Nice looking Pikachu EX card. Good attack there. Alright, so I'm going to put my EX on there. I'm going to... think I might just go ahead. I know that I'm not going to be able to attack, so I'll just... the Mewtwo's pretty far behind. I will go ahead and play a Sabrina card, which will force my opponent, if they want to bring Pikachu EX back to the front to attack with a full bench, they'll have to spend an energy point to do so, or X speed. Go ahead and put this point on my EX. And with that, I will end my turn. So here I am again, finding it difficult to get my attacks out against Pikachu EX deck. It might be something of note. And just as I thought, Pikachu EX back to the front, and Mewtwo's out. Pull this, my EX to the front in the active spot, so I'm at least going to be able to fire off an attack. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use Sabrina. Now last time, let's see if he pops the same card. Yep, Blitzel forward again. So with the fact that inconsistent there, I'm going to go ahead and throw out an attack. Alright, so we're probably looking at Pikachu EX. Now, if I can, you know, get a little bit of luck here and pull my Gardevoir, you know, I might be able to kind of turn this around. Let's see what my opponent's going to do this time. 2 Pikachu EX on the bench. 2 other cards, so everything's playing right into the manner that they would like. Yep. There comes Pikachu EX back to the front. Looks like we got an evolution going on in the back. And another hit. So I really can't take 2 of those. So I need something to go my way, which is not going to happen. So again, not being able to play anywhere close to how I'd like to be playing the Mewtwo deck so far with the Pikachu decks I've been up against. So, not a whole lot left for me to do, no matter even if I was a retreat back. I've got 90 points staring down at me. So all 3 ways, it's not going to make a difference. However, I'll just go ahead and give this person the opportunity to finish it off. I won't concede this battle since I'm just so close anyway to being done. Definitely 0 for 3 now against Pikachu. I'm just waiting, and there's the final blow. And my Mewtwo deck is down again. Alright. I'll go ahead and shift gears into another deck. Send us thanks real quick. And with that, I'm going to jump over to... Whoop! I didn't mean to do that. Well, one more time. So definitely would be nowhere close for a 5 consecutive win event. Haven't even been able to get past 1. And I have not had really good hands dealt to me. I'm going to go ahead and put Mewtwo EX out into the active spot. This is at least, you know, this hand I've got kind of dealt here looks pretty good. I've got Curly on the bench as well. If you can get a good hand dealt to you on the Mewtwo EX and you can get Gardevoir out and active early, it's a strong deck to try to go up against. But in my case tonight, everything seems to be more centered around the fact that I just can't get good hands dealt. Nothing else really for me to do, so I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. Yeah, let's see what my opponent's got. Low poke. So it looks like we got probably a Psychic deck against a Psychic deck. And it looks like Mewtwo EX against Mewtwo EX. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and evolve my Ralts. Find my energy to my Mewtwo. And from there, I think I'm going to go ahead and either force up the Ralt, which is probably not going to happen, but pull up the Mewtwo EX so I can at least get some damage going on it. With an EX being a 2-point KO, kind of look to take that angle a little bit. Let's see. Ralts to the front, though. A little bit of a risky move, especially, you know, if you're looking to feed Gardevoir. All right. And turn. So probably gonna be an energy or an X speed and pull back. Oh, good upgrade. There we go. Slowbro out in the active spot. And I've been seeing some Jinx cards out on Limitless TCG when reviewing the different tournaments. I haven't tried one myself, incorporating a Jinx into my Psychic, my deck. Okay, so, well, I know I'm going to go ahead and assign this energy here. From there, I think I'll go ahead and place down Giovanni as well. Just get as much damage in as I can right now. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and fire off an attack. Okay. So, 50 points down on the Slowbro. Let's see what Slowbro has in mind. All right. Powered up, put some more energy on the Slowbro. That's going to push me up to the Super Psybolt from the Slowbro is an 80-point damage. I think I'll go ahead. Makes sense to assign my energy. And put my other Mewtwo down on the bench. Other than that, just fire off an attack. Still looking for a Gardevoir. See how this one's going to play out. I don't think my opponents had really all that good of hand dealt to them as well. Little thought process here. So Looks like it's gonna go ahead and throw a heal and sacrifice. At least force me to use all my energy, so there's a good hit there. Okay. I got what I was looking for there. And let's go ahead and apply this energy then. I think I'll go ahead and place this energy over here. And with that, go ahead and do attack. Now I'm taking a look and seeing what my opponent has for damage over there. And while I see some strong attacks, I'm just not seeing the energy over there to back it up. So I'm feeling somewhat safe that I can get through this next turn and kind of start pushing the agenda here. All right, they got their Gardevoir. And that one takes me out. That Gardevoir was well timed for them. That was the risk that I was worried about. Put that one in. So 2-1. And from there, I'm gonna go ahead and find the energy. Place an energy. A red card. I'm still kind of waiting to see if they get beyond a couple of cards, so I'm just gonna go ahead and attack. Let's see what they've got planned for me. Well, it's a good thing that the event hadn't started tonight, because I would be struggling my way through it. Hopefully that's not the case when it starts for real. On Twitter or X, it didn't really say when it was going to happen, just that it is going to happen. I've seen a lot of conversations that it's expected to drop pretty soon. Go ahead and play Ralt. Gonna use a potion. And find some energy. And I'm looking at, just kind of thinking ahead here. So I'm just going to go ahead and there. Could have done just a regular one and saved the extra energy. But at this point, I don't see how they're going to get caught up, because we're only going to be able to do 2 points. So even with a Giovanni, it's... Oop. Love the gold card. Now the sleep could make a difference. Oh, but that's the tough thing on that sleep attack. And just as I expected. And with that, the match is over. All right, so I was talking about going for about an hour. Let me see. It seems like every other match so far has been against a Pikachu. By far, that's what's been trending tonight. I like to pull out my Mankey Primate Kabutops deck, which is one of my favorite ones to play. And let's go back in again. All right, one more match with this. I also, I've got Charizard EX, Arcanine EX. Again, I was talking about that at the beginning of the stream, how popular that's in tournament play right now. So that's a strong consideration as well. I probably won't go very spicy. I don't think spicy are a little bit more niche on how to play those and what you're up against. But definitely I could see myself going with a Mankey deck. Especially if I end up seeing a lot of Pikachu EX out on the table. Okay. All right, so we might have maybe a Starmie Lapras deck coming our way. Turn one, not a whole lot I can do. So with that, I'm gonna end my turn. I love how the fossil line starts with like a dome fossil for Kabuto and Kabutops. So it really pretty much guarantees me getting Mankey out into the active spot early. And hopefully taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. The hardest thing is that sometimes you got to be careful because Mankey doing an extra 10 points to itself kind of puts you in some awkward positions. But when you get a primate dealt to you like this, then it usually works out really well. I'm going to go ahead and protect them, so I won't be able to attack this turn. I wish I had something more to put on my bench. Just kind of protect. I don't want to throw a heal necessarily, so with that, I am going to end my turn. And just as I expected, Starmie's out on the table. Second energy, and down goes my primate. Alright, and with nothing on the bench, that's it. As quick as that. That was a good... I had a good deal. I just didn't have anything else on the bench, and my opponent got a really good hand dealt to them. Alright. Let's... Then a quick thanks, so let's try that again. So, I don't know how well, what your guys is, how well you guys do in one-on-one match play. I would say I'm about a 50-50 player when it comes to wins and losses. Never been super competitive. I understand a lot and enjoy the game, but not really all that competitive. I do plan to try out some of the tournaments when I can find some time. Pretty amazing, though, what some of the more professionals out there are doing. All right. Another Mankey out. And of course, the real TCG professionals are playing the regular card game. 60 cards in a deck. You know, there's a lot more complexity to playing the regular card game versus the Pocket version. I think I'm a fan of the Pocket version just because of the simplicity of it. Still enough, you know, strategy involved and can be competitive without getting too complex. All right, let's see what's going on here. So it looks like we're most likely up against a Mewtwo EX deck. I have a Dome Fossil, so I'll at least be able to start some type of evolution here, as well as have a little bit of backup in case, like that last match, my Mankey into Primate gets pretty much knocked out quickly. I'm going to go ahead and put some fighting energy on my Mankey. I'm going to go ahead and get my Dome Fossil out. At the same time, I'm going to ask Professor Oak to hopefully give me something good. Okay. I'm going to pull this Pokeball out. I'll pull out my second Mankey. So in this deck, I'm sure pretty much everyone's aware, it only really makes sense to have one Pokeball because you're guaranteed, you know, one into the active spot, so you don't need two Pokeballs in your deck. To pull out your only other basic. In this case, I only have one other basic, so. Alright, nothing else I really could do. If I had a red card, I'd play it right now to reduce the size of my opponent's deck, but with that, I'll go ahead and attack. And with two Ralts, there's Sabrina swap here right now, really wouldn't buy me anything. Alright, let's see. I made the assumption it was a Mewtwo EX. Oh, okay. Here comes Mewtwo EX. To 50 points. Retreat back. We're probably going to see Mewtwo step into the lead active slot there. Alright, so let's see a Primate come my way. Nope. Not really getting the most favorable hand and cards dealt to me. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and... I know I got 50 points coming my way. I got to assume there's going to be an X speed. So they will pull their Ralts if I use one of my Sabrinas right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull an X speed here. I'm going to come back at no cost. I'm going to put my Kabuto up front just so it can tank for just a little bit longer. I am going to go ahead and give it an energy and at least fire off and attack. Start whittling down on that Mewtwo. And with that, see what my opponent has in store for me. Most likely a Mewtwo EX attack. I'm sure they're working and looking for their Gardevoir. While I'm here looking to get my Primate active and going. It's kind of amazing to think about the luck that's involved with this game. No matter how smart you are and how well you built your deck, there's a luck factor that also needs to be considered. All right. And there's... So they're looking really good with already 3 energy. Okay, and again, I'm having a really difficult time getting anything going my way. Obviously, going to start with have no choice but to pop Sabrina out. I'm going to put their wall up. Now, the nice thing about that, there's 2 energy there. But between Gardevoir and signing the energy, now if they have an X speed, they'll be able to make it work. I'm going to add a second power to here because I know Primate will want 2 if I can pull 1. And with that, I'm going to attack. Now, if they're sitting on an X speed, it's won't be looking good for me. However, if they don't have it, it looks like I'll at least manage to avoid things for one more turn. So yeah, that Mewtwo has a high cost with it. It's a good wall, but with the 2 energy retreat, there's a cost with it. And yet, I can't seem to get anything more. I can't pull a Kabutops. I can't pull a Primate. So I'm just kind of sitting here struggling along. I obviously don't want to use a Sabrina card. Potion's not going to really help me out. Because even if I went up to 50. So I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to have to sacrifice something. Since I've already got this evolution going, I am going to, and I don't want to retreat back. Put the Mankey up front. I'm going to go ahead and find an energy. Might as well just go ahead and use my Giovanni. And with that, I'll do an attack. Alright, so it's still 0-0. I would say my opponent's in the driver's seat, however. Hopefully I can pull a card or 2 that'll kind of shift the momentum, but right now, you know, a Mewtwo EX deck with your Mewtwo wall out with a Gardevoir active, and another Kirlia on the bench, it's gonna be really difficult for me to kind of swing the tide in a different direction. All right, so here probably just comes a regular 2 energy attack. All right, that's one down. So I'm going to go ahead at this point. I'm going to put my Mankey into the spot. I'm going to hope I draw a Primate. That's all I can really do. But it doesn't happen. I'll play my Dome Fossil down. I'll assign an energy point. The nice thing about this deck is it really doesn't use much energy at all. And I'm gonna go ahead and heal. This card's kind of gone anyway, so that'll at least force my opponent to use 4 of their 5 energy. I'll also go ahead and pull Sabrina. I'm pretty sure I won't see Mewtwo this time. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and attack. Doing what I can, but I think I'm just prolonging the inevitable. My night tonight just has not been very good when it comes to how my hands are being dealt. Win some, you lose some. Okay, let's see what my opponent has in mind. And retreat back. Here comes the Pikachu back to the front. And with 3 energy. And we'll go... Only needs 2 energy, really. Okay. And 2-0. And from here, haven't had really much of anything going my way. No matter how well or smart I play, it's not really going to make a difference when, of course, now I get my Primate up. Of course, now I get a Kabutops, which is not really going to help too much in any event. I do love this fossil line. I mean, Leech Life for only 1 energy is pretty amazing. Makes a good wall card. But at this point, this match is over. Here comes a 150-point hit. And right on time, around 9 o'clock. I was looking to stream for about an hour. I'll give my opponent the benefit of knocking me out. And finishing off this match. Great art card. I love that Mewtwo EX, that immersive one. That's a great card. Okay, and with that, I'm knocked out. So my practice matches, I think I won 2 out of 5. 1, 2, lost 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not very effective. That's gonna make earning those 5 consecutive wins very difficult. So I just want to say thanks to everyone who happened to stop by and take a peek for maybe a few minutes. I hope everyone has a good rest of the night or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. And if you're watching this afterwards, I hope I was able to share some good information for you. And again, keep an eye out on my channel in a couple hours. I'll be releasing my recommendations on the best decks to use for the upcoming consecutive win event that should be arriving any day now. Thanks everyone, and as usual, let's battle.